Good morning, everyone. Chris Bolton here. You may know me from the Vintage Computer Lab. Um, I'm coming to you today. We wanted to talk about an issue that I'm experiencing. Um, it has to do with Wheels 128 for the Commodore 128, and I'm hoping that somebody will have an answer out there. Let me give you a little idea of my journey here in terms of what my problem is and maybe how I can fix it. Here's my Commodore 128, and as you can see, I've got wheels up on the screen. I started a few weeks back working with Geo's 128. I've worked with Geo's on the Commodore 64 for years, and I have Geo's 128, but the problem is that my discs, my 5 1/4 inch floppies, had some water damage and they weren't any good anymore. I couldn't read from them. So they weren't something that I could use, but I still wanted to be able to leverage Geo's, and I wanted to explore it further and actually start using it. And fortunately, I was pretty successful. The community pointed me out to a location where I could get some D64 images and write a what appears to be a non-keyed version of Geo's to physical floppies, and then I was able to go from there. Those are D64 images, as I said, and they worked just fine. So actually, I've got a collection. Now these are just rough discs, but I've got a collection of the Geo system disk and apps, including GeoWrite and GeoPaint, and some additional utilities, including the spell checker and whatnot, all written to 5 1/4 inch discs. And thanks to the community, I was able to get the printer drivers that I needed because the image didn't have all of the printer drivers. But I got the printer drivers that I needed to be able to use my Oki Data 120 printer, and it works great. I'm able to print without a problem, and everything is functional. I was also fortunate, my friend Sam, he assisted me with some other cool steps in my process. I've got a Creative Micro Devices FD2000 3.5 inch drive, and I knew that this was a faster drive, and I really wanted to get the image for Geo's onto a 3.5 inch drive so I could take advantage of that additional performance. And fortunately, I was able to, with his help, be able to get that copied over. We used the CMD FD utilities to be able to copy files over, so that worked really well. Initially, I did some copying from a physical 5 1/4 over to the 3.5 inch. But I also now have gotten to the point where I can use my SD2 IEC. I can mount the additional D64 images over here and be able to then move files over to 3.5. So that works really well. And as a result, I was able to get, on the disk that's in the drive right now, I was able to get GeoWrite and GeoPaint and many of the utilities copied over there. That all works really well. And just so you know how I was able to actually move a lot of the files, in addition to using the images on the SD2 IEC, I also have a Zoom floppy. It's mounted to the wall over here, just stuck on the wall so I can keep track of it. And it's connected to this 1571 drive right over here. You noticed I've labeled it Zoom floppy to keep track of it. But this 1571 is connected to the Zoom floppy, which is then in turn connected to my Windows 11 PC. So makes it real convenient to be able to transfer disk images over. This 1571 is dedicated to the Commodore 128. Also on this Commodore 128 is I've got the 1351 mouse over here, and I've got a 1750 RU, similar to this 1764 This one's an upgraded to 512K. The 1750 that's in there is 512K. So you need that in order to be able to run Wheels 128. I really like the Wheels interface, and I was really intrigued by it because it takes and extends what can be done with Geos a lot further. Many of the software items that come with Wheels within the system disk, or the master disk as it's called, have copyright dates as recent as 2002. So it's much, much more recent than many of the Geo's original, the Berkeley Softworks software. So I'm really excited about this because I'm thinking that I'll be able to take advantage of some of the software and do some more modern tasks. That's really my goal here. I've already started doing some word processing on this computer. I find that it's, as many of you have already commented, it's a great platform for doing tasks where you don't want the interruptions that often come with a modern computer. There's not all the little bells and whistles that are going off all the time, trying to get you to go to the internet and potentially look at stuff that wastes your time. Not that that's all bad, but there's a lot of that, a lot of distraction. And this platform takes you away from that distraction while still giving you many, many powerful tools for document editing and doing other tasks. So I really wanted to explore Wheels further. But the problem that I ran into, it goes back to what I first opened with, talking about my issue with my Geos disks. When I started to load an application, and let's launch one just so you can see what happens. So I'm going to launch GeoWrite, and of course, as normal, it asks you to switch into 80 column mode, so I'll do that. Oops, I should wait until after I've confirmed, so sorry about that. Click OK. Now it switches, I switch my mode, and then I get this. Please reboot your system using the same Geos disk that was first used to run GeoWrite. This copy of GeoWrite works just fine with my system disk that was created based on the same D64 set. I wondered what was going on here, so I delved back into the Wheels manual, and what I found is something, again, that many of you probably are aware of, and I was vaguely aware of this, that Berkeley Softworks put serial numbers into each Geos disk. So what happens when you install it, it writes that serial number into your application disks so that they're all keyed to the same serial number. Or at least that's my understanding. I might be wrong. You guys can correct me if I am. But that seems to be my stumbling block. I can't run any of my Geos software within Wheels. So I'm looking for a solution. The Wheels manual mentioned that if you don't have Geos disks, that you can contact Creative Micro Devices and they can help you. But Creative Micro Devices is no longer in business either. So I don't know what to do. And I wrote up about this on one of my Commodore forums, but I thought describing it and showing it to you might trigger a memory and or knowledge, and that you can help me. So hopefully somebody out there can help me get past this problem and we can move forward. I would really like to be able to set my environment up such that I'm using the latest Wheels software with the latest versions of these Geos applications. I really love this environment. I think it's really great. So I'm going to reset the computer, which is kind of a cool thing. It should put me back into Wheels really quickly. which is another great feature of wheels. Switch the mode back. Yep, there it is, firing wheels up. It fires it up so quickly because of the fact that the REU is still attached. So that's a super awesome feature. It gives me the capabilities of something akin to a modern computer on this 8-bit system, which I think is pretty neat. I have seen some videos with the Creative Micro Devices hard drive, and also a hard drive with a blue SCSI on it, which I'm excited about. Eventually, if I can manage to find one, I would like to potentially add that to my setup. I think that would make it really phenomenal. I do have a blue SCSI in my Macintosh SE, and that works really, really well for that system. So I think it would be really great to have that over here too. But anyway, that's my video for today. Hopefully somebody can help me out, and I hope to actually post some more videos of what I'm doing with my vintage computers, try to get back into more regular posting on the Vintage Computer Lab. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.